Raheem Morris has some serious decisions to make coming out of the NFL bye week regarding his starting lineup. And can any one of these three players coming off of short-term IR be the player that enters the starting lineup for the Dirty Birds? Welcome in, Falcons fans, to Falcons Today by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. On today's episode, I'm going to tell you if and how any one of these players, Storm Norton, Troy Andersen, or Bralen Trice, could squeak their way into the starting lineup, meaning a big switch-up or a big change to their starting lineup coming out of the NFL bye week. I think we can all agree as Falcons fans, it has not been perfect. There have been some really good units, and there have been some really, really bad units. But we will talk about today if any of these players should find their way into the starting lineup. Now, before we do that, this is unacceptable, partly on me for sure. I got to give you guys better content. So, if you love what we do here at Falcons Today, if you want to support the Moose Man, if you want to help us beat our October goal of 33,000 likes, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up icon and show your support. It's free. Let's talk about Storm Norton, a guy that we haven't really brought up on the channel for quite some time, other than maybe last week, I think, is when we first brought him up for the first time in over a month. He was placed on short-term IR on August 26th after undergoing surgery, which kept him out from 6 to 8 weeks. He's right in that time period where he's able to come back. In fact, Falcons.com, I don't know if you trust them, that's just the team's website, said this: the Falcons placed Norton on IR with a designation to return at the same time they released their initial roster, which was on August 26th. Now that he has missed the minimum of 4 games, he can return once cleared. Then, once he is cleared, has 21 days to either be activated to the active roster or placed on season-ending IR. I think this is clearly a spot where the Falcons would definitely need him, even as a depth role. Because for the most part, the Falcons' offensive line has been really good. I'll give a ton of praise to Elijah Wilkinson, who stepped in to Caleb McGarry's role really, really well. So Storm Norton, even if you don't want to bring him into the starting lineup right away, this could be something that you just put him on the back burner and have him in as a rotational piece in case of emergency. I think then you would absolutely swing Jack Nelson back to the practice squad where he can have more time to develop. Did you know, though, the Falcons' offensive line specifically has been really good through the first 4 weeks. In fact, they've got the 13th best offensive line rush stuff rates in the NFL. So essentially what that means is how many times do your runs get stuffed as an offensive line? Only 15.6% of the time. That's 13th best in the NFL. That's a pretty good statistic. I have no real complaints right now about the pass blocking or the run blocking for the Dirty Birds. I think this has been mostly a play calling issue for the Falcons' offensive woes. So like I said, for a guy who's a really, really good run blocker in Storm Norton, this should be a gradual integration to the Falcons' rotation. As long as everybody holds up and as long as everybody remains healthy, I would not rush him back into anything. He's got that ankle problem. That is not something you want to play around with as an offensive lineman. I also think it's important to note that the pass blocking, like I said, has been great as well. The Falcons have the 6th highest no-blitz pressure rate in the NFL. So when a team rushes 4 or 3, in fact, when they don't blitz, right, if a play is not designated as a blitz, the Falcons are only allowing 29.6% as a pressure rate. That's pretty good. 6th highest in the NFL. A good thing. 6th best, I should say, rather than 6th highest. That's not the right way to phrase it. So if you had to grade the Falcons' offensive line through 5 weeks, obviously didn't play last week because of the bye, you let me know in the comment section down below. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to go solid B+. I thought it was really, really good. I don't have any issues with the way that they've played. This is mostly, like I said, that a play calling issue and, let's be frank, against the Carolina Panthers, a Michael Penix issue. So let me know in the comment section down below. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Troy Andersen. Everybody's got an opinion on Troy Andersen, including myself. And we'll talk about his role and his fit on this Dirty Birds defense, which, by the way, ranks number 1 in the NFL right now. Just saying. We're going to first talk, though, about our friends over at Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. You don't want to miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. Did you know you can follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in just one click? Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner like my producer Alper over there, or just someone who picks you like. Hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. How does it work? Pick your player, pick the more or the less on their stat projections, and then watch your money multiply. You can win up to 2,000 times your money this football season on Prize Picks. Just download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. First of all, let me just say this. I think the Falcons linebackers, specifically because Troy Andersen is a linebacker, have been sensational. Divine Diablo might have been the best free agent addition for this Dirty Birds team in a long, long time. And I still want to give a shout out to Kaden Elliss, who plays a little bit differently. Not nearly as good in the coverage as a coverage linebacker, but very aggressive at the line of scrimmage. Someone that can get to the quarterback, that can also stuff the run. Did you know Kaden Elliss leads the team in tackles for loss? Fun fact. But I do want to highlight Divine Diablo specifically because, trust me when I say this, it will bleed into Troy Andersen. Divine Diablo's got 18 tackles, 1 for loss, a half a sack, but a PFF grade of 86.1 and a coverage grade of 80.7. He has been the best Atlanta Falcons defender through the entirety of the 2025 season, not named Xavier Watts. And I thought Xavier Watts, again, showing that he could be one of the best defenders on this team, period, not just a rookie. But Divine Diablo absolutely gets his flowers. He's been outstanding, not only in coverage, but in stopping the run, being a playmaker, and just having a nose for the football. So here's where it bleeds into Troy Andersen. I'm going to be completely honest with you. For the first time, Moose has no idea what the fuck to say, if that makes any sense to you. Usually, I've always got an answer for everything, according to my mother. But I have no idea what to do with Troy Andersen. If you can't get on the field, and the guys on the field are playing this well, what is your place on this team? Now, I know there are a lot of Falcons fans. They're going to get after me in the comments section. Moose, we love Troy Andersen. You can't talk about cutting him. You can't talk about trading him. Oh, yes, I absolutely can. I absolutely can. Because if the Falcons linebackers continue to play this well, and you could argue that you could bring back Troy Andersen as a depth piece. You could argue that he could be a rotational linebacker. So be it. Fine. But the Falcons have a decision to make on him at some point. What is his role going to be on this team? I don't know what the answer is right now. If he comes back this year, finds his way onto the field, maybe we can figure it out as we go. But as of right now, I don't want him back in the starting lineup. I've seen too many good things from Divine Diablo and Kaden Elliss. So I'll ask you, what should the Falcons do with Troy Andersen? You let me know in the comments section. I'm asking the tough questions today, my friends. This is not going to be your mom and pop's everything's hunky-dory, let's play Candyland episode. It's not. These are tough questions, and you have every right to say that I'm wrong in the comments section. But you do get down there and let me know so we can go back and forth. Let's talk about the last guy on our list, Bralen Trice. Another player that, I'm going to be completely honest with you, if you would have asked me at the beginning of last year, I would have said Bralen Trice has an unbelievably bright future. He still might, but I don't know that it's with the Dirty Birds. Why? Because the Falcons' pass rushers have been really, really good this year. I don't want to say great, I don't want to say elite, but from what we've seen over the last couple of years, this is a much new and improved Falcons pass rush. Only getting better with the likes of Jalon Walker and James Pearce Jr. Hell, Zach Harrison has been unbelievable for the Dirty Birds. So here's where Bralen Trice bleeds into all of this. I think you have to activate Trice and see what he's got. How could you say that about Trice and not Troy Andersen? I've seen what Troy Andersen can do. I know what he's capable of. I have not seen Bralen Trice take a single snap in an NFL game. And I can't justify getting rid of the player without seeing him in at least a couple of games in NFL action? What can it hurt to bring another pass rusher onto the field? Now, if he's god awful, like if he's hurting your team, fine, take him off the field. But I saw way too much at the University of Washington. He was so good when he played for them. I mean, his NFL draft profile is just so gifted. The size, the speed, the athleticism, all of it. He plays under the pads of larger linemen. And producer Alper, you can push that across if you want. He doesn't necessarily play big, but he plays sneaky fast. He's got a great second effort, a high motor player that everybody loves. The only thing that he lacks is that explosiveness that you want to see from a guy like Jalon Walker or a guy like James Pearce Jr. Outside of that, he was a very, very good NFL prototype for his position. And I've always been a player, not a player, pause, a fan that has, my defensive philosophy is kind of this. I am always a fan of having more pass rushers that can also duel as a run stopper, which Bralen Trice can. At least that's what we saw in college. So I'm always in favor of adding another player to complement a nice pass rush because I truly believe that if you get to the quarterback, your secondary doesn't have to be elite. And it looks like the Falcons secondary is one of the best in the NFL right now. So you can only add to Moose's defensive philosophy if you put Bralen Trice on the field. Does that make sense? Now, like I said, if he sucks, then you got a decision to make. But either way, if I'm picking one player to put in the starting lineup today, like right now today, if all three of them were available and you could only choose one to put in, I'm putting in Trice. That's just my opinion. You let me know, though, in the comment section down below. Before I get on out of here today, a reminder one more time to hit that thumbs up icon. It helps grow the channel, it helps show that you support, and it shows you love what we do here. Until next time, Dirty Birds fans, my name is Moose. Remember to rise up, subscribe to the channel, and as always,